Hey, button pushers, welcome back to Sagebrush. It's time to cast the control over once again. Last time we got into the rectory, we explored it a little bit, we discovered several disturbing things, including the unsurprising twist that Father James was utilizing his cult for mortal sin. He was fucking them. Um, so, we got into, through his in a room of the rectory was the trailer master key, which we used to get into this trailer, which is Leonard's. We read a note from Henry. We read this Leonard's note, where Leonard spoke of beating an unarmed man to death with a shovel. Did I see a shovel somewhere? I no longer remember. I remember seeing dirt. Somewhere. Here's the tape deck.
The deceiver changed Father James, though only a few of us seemed to notice. He had new revelations almost daily. Doctrines changed. Actions that would have been terrible sins previously were suddenly permissible, while seemingly innocent behaviors became mortal sins. The others seemed to have no problem going along with it. I wondered if something was wrong with me. Father grew visibly agitated, and as adamant as he was about the sanctity of his new revelations, something was different. He was scared, and that scared me.
So a few things to note. One, when you've placed all your faith and support structure on this one person and in his infallibleness, as soon as he shows signs of being actually human, like being scared, all of that's going to crumble. Two, I'm betting there was no deceiver. I'm betting he just cracked under the pressure, perceived a deceiver, and everything snowballed from there, resulting in the death of Peyton. I'm noticing that in Leonard's lovely abode, there are 1, 2, 3 relatively large bottles of booze. So he was not dealing well with the guilt of murdering. Also, I can't see what that is specifically, but it looks very magazine-ish. And that's some flesh-toned pixels. In for a penny, in for a pound, I suppose. Oh, we also got bolt cutters from that bench right there, which we are going to go use on, flashlight please, Peyton's trailer, which was definitely nearby and easily identifiable by the padlock on the front. Nope. Also, nope. Not even. Too far over. I'm with the sisters. Andrew's door. Aha. Salmon change door. Secured with has-havered loops of chains. Use. You clip the chains, which fall limply to the side. The door hangs slightly. I don't understand what's happening. I saw nothing. Let's go home. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Look at that. You're gonna touch it? That is so clearly a murder weapon. Oh, God. So, if you leave a door open long enough in this game, it eventually closes itself. A well-established mechanic by this point. However, because I had just discussed how that was a murder weapon, and how that obviously means I'm in too deep, my brain immediately assumed that that shutting right as I moved towards it was going to be a cutscene of some variety, with someone shutting the door so that I couldn't see, and me being about to get the punishment for looking too deep. This is why I don't play horror games. Do you see how much I immediately shut down when my heart rate spiked? Okay, No murderers here? No? Fantastic. Let's find out why there's a hole in his window. Oh, I see. I see he was beaten here, unarmed and trapped. That's lovely. Peyton's notes. Note from Lillian. Read printout. Let's start with the least, I don't want to look and read in spoilers. The least personal. It's just a printout. Compromised, need, do not recommend frontal raid, armed, military grade, HW plus training, most are 100% bought in, will use violence. Ah. That sounds like somebody really was a deceiver. We have, going off of the fact that there's transmit codes and encryption codes, I'm assuming it's some kind of FBI level bullshit. Compromised, that means he's been compromised. Probably need extraction. Do not recommend frontal raid. Armed military grade HW plus training. Homework? Most are 100% bought in. That's everyone believing and will use violence is that they're gonna fight. Yeah. Yeah, they fucking did. I changed my lock like you suggested. I left a copy of the new key under the tree near the fire pit. That's why I need the shovel. And that's how I get into Lillian's, which the master key strangely didn't work on. Oh, goodness. Father James Israel, born Donald McKittrick. I can see why you'd change your name. Born Idaho, early 50s, unclear. Vietnam vet. I called it. He's a vet. Honorably discharged, 1970s due to shrapnel injury. Born again in late 70s. Criminal record includes larceny, drug possession, vagrancy. Married to Anne McKittrick. Anne as in Anne's diary. Anne as in he made his wife sleep in a cold cellar, basically, with her asthmatic things while he screwed his way through his whole cult. Great. That's fantastic. Signs of that's not methamphetamine, that's just amphetamine. That's how I say it. Addiction. Receives visions from an angel named Sariel starting in 1986. Left former church and founded Perfect Heaven with wife. Purchased Black Sage Ranch in 1991. Okay. So, poor Anne, first off. Born Oregon, Anne McKittrick, Israel. I see. Not much known. Worked as secretary for a heating and cooling company for years. Sorry, the reason I joke about that is there are a lot of heating and cooling companies in Oregon. Met Donald / James through church. Married in 1981. So they were married for 5 years before he started receiving his visions. Complete loyalty to husband, primary recruiter for group. So that was the person that the lady speaking in the cutscene met. Andrew Custer, born recruited in Houston, owned small farm, runs the farm for group, frequently writes to his brother in El Paso. Andrew is the one who was also, I don't want to use phrases like making love or having an affair because I'm not sure how many emotions came into it. It seemed pretty, I don't know. He was clearly in some kind of contact with Viola. Ooh, that was more of a tap than I meant to do, keyboard. Viola DeWitt, mid-30s, from Albuquerque. 2 children, Juliet 11, Lucas 9, recently divorced, so she managed to divorce, which is interesting because wouldn't that have been a sin? But some things are permissible. Anyway, recently divorced from her husband, claims frequent abuse, frequent consorts. That's the word you went with, of Father James. Leonard Vanderhoff. Late 20s, former police officer, National Guard, military training. Well, between him and not Andrew, James, having both been in the military and all of that, that's definitely a good way to get some people who know how to teach others to fight. Discharged due to drug addictions. James promised to help him get clean. Seems to have worked for a little while. Access to weapons. Trains group members in arms and tactics. Often has alcohol in his breath. Relapse. Dangerous. Yeah, he is. Leonard is the one who we were just in his trailer, and that's the one who killed Peyton, I'm guessing. Oh, he killed somebody with a shovel. Probably Peyton, since Peyton's clearly the deceiver, and that's who they had, yeah, locked the trailer of. And Lillian Carter, early 20s, born San Diego, 1972. Recent college graduate. My voice is giving out. Un momento. Recent college graduate, some useless degree. Some useless degree. Depressed, trouble finding job. Often goes directory for alternative cleansing with other women, which means two things to me. Multiple women are going there at once. Okay. And two, it's only an option available to women. It wasn't clear. I didn't want to presume. Seems to have more doubts than some others. Reach out to her. Well, Peyton. Rough times for you. I really wish I didn't have to pick that up. I have never seen anything more clearly. Especially because if all of this was still locked up, it's not like cops came here. I can't even remark on the fact that there's bloody table. And you'll notice, there's no tape deck. You know what it didn't explain, though? The broken window. Like, that could just be age, I suppose, but not a lot of the other windows are broken. Anyway, where's the shift? That's the shift. What? Huh? That's a good reminder that I need to go to the tree first before hers, but also that was just the door shutting. Don't panic. Zoom out, please. How did I... That's definitely not how. Okay, I don't know how to zoom out, so we're just gonna... Yeah, the fire pit is the direction of Community Hall. From what I recall. There. There we are. Yeah, when you leave that red light on, it is visible over there. That is a creepy thing. That just the whole compound always knows when that's happening. Hello, examine first base. Where even am I? First base in the ranch's small baseball diamond. I suppose this is going to be important at some point. Second base. Third base is barely visible beneath the overgrowth. Home plate. A worn down home plate covered in dirt and grass. So you stand here. That is not a very flat surface. Tree. Okay. Patch of dirt. A shovel caked in blood. Oh, caked. You dig into the mound and sift through the loose dirt, finding a small brass key inside. Okay. Really wishing I hadn't left that red light on now, I'm gonna be honest. Can I go through here? I can't. That's bullshit. That's fine. I didn't want to cut through your stupid school grounds anyway. Coming up on 15 minutes of recording. You unlocked the door with the brass key. Do I leave us in suspense or not? We'll go in, but we won't click anything. Pretty light thing. Note from James. Note from Viola. More pretty lights. Tape deck. Note to Lillian. Pamphlet. Lillian's diary. Light switch. Cleansing room key. Ooh, that makes it sound to me like the next episode or two is going to be the end of it. Like I said, I'm trying to make these pretty short so people can just zoom through on the parts that they're interested in. Let's read one thing, just because this episode feels a little bit... Well, her diary is one sheet, that's the thing. The pamphlet feels like too much of a giveaway. Note from Viola. Note from James. Lillian, a member of the flock who will not be named, happened upon one of the books you purchased while on a trip into town. While reading non-church materials is not strictly prohibited, I must caution you against consuming too much, if any, secular material. The godless worldview is powerfully poisonous with its promises of pleasure without consequences and freedom from rules. But here you know true freedom, freedom from sin, freedom from damnation, and the true pleasure of God's love. Consider this a friendly warning. I want the best for you, my sister. If it becomes clear that your reading is compromising your faith, we may have to change the rules in order to protect you as well as the rest of the flock. Okay, somebody was reading something. Do. I don't know what that was, and I won't be recreating it. That marks the end of my turn. Let me just cast the controller on back to you. We'll be passing along again soon, and I'll ABC you next time. Bye-bye, guys.